a very interesting conversation with this young pastor. He's a young guy, he's like 30, 37 years old. And he was telling me one of the reasons why it is going to be hard to get any cooperation with what's going on the West Side and in other areas that are having social problems is because, as before, me and another brother who was going over there on the West Side, we have found out that a whole lot of the churches over there has started having American flags in their institutions. And so when we did the research, we came to find out when Bush was in office, they had gave the church community, the body of Christ, a faith-based initiative grant. And it's a grant, but some of you may already know about it, that the government will give certain churches, especially large churches and upcoming churches that are thought to be in time become real large churches, money every month in order to maintain not only their church, but the lifestyles of the pastors. But the only thing about that is that in order for you to maintain the government's help, you can't say anything about the government. Now, if you study the Bible, and a whole lot of us know, and you really don't have to always get this meaning from the Bible, but if you are a very attentive observer, you will see that it is impossible not to say anything against what the government is doing to the governed, you might as well say, which is us. And we also know that the Bible, even though given by the government, those of us who understand it can find the wicked government within the Bible, like Babylon, because the book of Revelation talks about America's fall, if you understand it correctly. And so what Babylon is trying to prevent the church from doing is speaking against her and warning the basic public about the common public about what America is doing to the general public. And the government doesn't want the church to talk about its fall. So what it does, it gives people this money as a hush-hush thing and say, we'll continue to give you this money as long as you don't speak against the government. So it's like today, if you go into any church and it bears an American flag, 9 times out of 10, that pastor is getting a check from the federal government every month. There was a pastor out here, he's no longer with us, but he had pastored Second Baptist Church, which is one of the biggest churches on the West Side. Now, this is when I was out there, and it had been found out that he invested very little into the church while him and his wife lived this real luxurious lifestyle. And after that was found out, the money was extracted back into the government. But what had happened was, not too long ago, after that, he had passed away. Now, when I was attending his institution, I saw little signs of that. And as a matter of fact, this was the pastor who told me that the people were not ready to hear me. And so he started getting a government check. I know that ICLV, the International Church of Las Vegas, they get money from the federal government. And this goes back to where the religious institution had offered to pay Rome a 10% intake of their earnings from the people if Rome would allow the, you might also say, church community to use some of their facilities in order to perform their services. So this mixture of church and government has been going on for a long time. So the reason why I'm bringing this forth is because in me and this young woman that I know, who is an attorney, I'm not going to mention her name, but she gave me this long list of churches on the west side, on the further west side, North Las Vegas, and pretty much every church out here who are getting these government checks. And so that's another reason why the city itself is starting to come apart. She was also pointing out other areas that are starting to reflect the immorality of what's going on the west side. And she was saying, David, a whole lot of what's going on is because these churches are getting these government grants. So I had thanked her for the information, and I asked her, would she be willing to keep me and others informed on the status of what's going on in the city. And she said, yes, I'm not going to mention her name because she's an upcoming and well-known, but upcoming attorney out here. And so I just thank her for her efforts and everything. So I just wanted to make this short video about this. And I'm pretty certain that a whole lot of you know about that, but this is going to, this whole issue is becoming more institutional. And so it's gonna take some people who don't mind speaking out against those government efforts in order to keep the people in darkness. So it's not only just the pastors, but it's a whole lot of pastors that have sold their souls to the government because they want to cash in from the government. There was even a rumor, and then I found out that this wasn't a rumor, that the tithes that people give to the church is now in the position to where people can file their taxes on the money that they gave to the church institutions in terms of their tithes. So that's just another way of seeing how the church has become an institution, because paying your tithes and now you can get taxes back from paying your tithes. I mean, that's incredible. I mean, I heard about that close to 3 years ago, but it's a lot going on. It's a lot going on. So I just thought I'd throw this out there right quick. And I will be keeping everyone updated on the progress. But right now, me and about 4 other people are coming together right now. We're supposed to be having a meeting after this holiday about what I just discussed and how we're going to try to encourage people to not compromise their souls simply for a government check. So everyone have a good day and be safe out here with this 4th of July holiday. Everyone have a good night.